Most people think intelligence is a free pass. Get the good grades, land the dream job, solve every hard problem, and glide through life, while everyone else struggles just to keep up. But nobody talks about what it actually feels like to live inside a mind that never stops running. Nobody mentions the nights you spend dissecting a conversation from 3 days ago, or the exhaustion of seeing things that other people walk right past. Intelligence is real, but so is the weight that comes with it. Here are 8 psychological struggles that highly intelligent people know all too well. Your brain treats every decision like a crime scene. You gather evidence, cross-examine every possibility, and circle back to the same conclusions over and over again. Simple choices that take most people seconds can take you hours, because your mind insists on exploring every outcome before it commits to anything. Psychologists call it analysis paralysis, and for sharp minds, it never fully goes away. Connection feels harder than it should. You are not antisocial. You actually crave deep, honest, real conversation. But when most interactions stay surface level, stuck on weather and weekend plans, you start to feel invisible. Not because people dislike you, but because the conversations that genuinely excite you rarely seem to excite anyone else. That gap creates a quiet loneliness that is almost impossible to explain. You notice everything, and that is not always a gift. Patterns, inconsistencies, unspoken tension in a room. The small shift in someone's tone that tells you something is wrong before they say a single word. Your awareness is sharp and almost completely involuntary. But absorbing that much from your environment means you carry more of it too. The dishonesty, the conflict, the emotional undercurrents that everyone else walks past without blinking. You simply cannot unsee what your brain is trained to find. The expectations follow you everywhere. When people know you are intelligent, they stop giving you room to be human. One wrong answer, one bad day, one moment of uncertainty, and suddenly your intelligence is being questioned rather than your circumstances. That pressure builds quietly and consistently. Psychologists call it imposter syndrome. The persistent feeling that you are one mistake away from being exposed. Boredom hits you differently. Your brain needs real stimulation just to stay present. Repetitive work, predictable routines, conversations that go absolutely nowhere. They do not just feel tedious, they feel genuinely draining. People mistake this for laziness or arrogance, but the truth is much simpler. An understimulated sharp mind does not coast. It shuts completely down. Perfectionism becomes a prison you design entirely yourself. You hold your work, your words, and your decisions to a standard that is nearly impossible to meet. Psychologists call this maladaptive perfectionism, and it does not drive excellence as much as it quietly destroys your ability to feel proud of anything you finish. Done rarely feels good enough. You question everything, including your own certainty. You push back on assumptions, traditions, and accepted narratives. Not to be difficult, but because accepting things without evidence feels deeply dishonest to you. That habit is where most great ideas are actually born. But it also puts real distance between you and people who find comfort in simple, settled answers. You carry emotions that were never originally yours. Highly intelligent people absorb the emotional states of others with unusual intensity. Psychologists call this emotional contagion. Someone else's grief, frustration, or anxiety walks into the room, and you feel it as if it fully belongs to you. Long after they have already moved on, intelligence is not armor. It is depth. And depth, without the right outlet, becomes its own kind of pressure.